Hey survivors, welcome to Dead Matter Vlog 07. My name is Nick Z, the lead developer of Dead Matter, and I am super excited to show off some of the stuff we've been making progress on over the last couple of months. Our lead artist Shirk has been hard at work on adding a batch of new locations to our world. We now have a set of lakeside cabins. These are great spots to check for loot as you navigate through the world. A summer camp, which is the perfect place to stop by and check for some camping supplies. An electrical substation. This substation will act as one of the sources of electricity in our closed alpha map area. A radio station, perfect for broadcasting about your male vitality products. A trailer park, just off the highway. Some metal storage warehouses. Another trailer park, as well as some other very minor locations, such as these metal shacks that are scattered around the area. All of the new locations that have been added are roughly within walking distance to one another. This is because every major player movement corridor, such as the valleys in the mountainous regions or the once bustling highways that stretch across the map, will have points of interest built up alongside them. We aim to have players that are exploring our world to frequently encounter small points of interest. You won't be running from town to town for 30 minutes without anything to look at or to loot. We aim to make our world feel easy to navigate. Markers such as radio towers or billboards can be found near towns, remote locations, and alongside highways. These markers are used to naturally guide the player through our world. There have also been some improvements to how foliage is procedurally placed in our world. We're also working on some changes for our sky and weather system that should be available for the next vlog. Nomad's been doing some work in the vehicle department. We've now got a brand new sedan being added to the game. It's reliable, hits like a brick, and will soon have a police variation for those of you that will be instantly selecting the police occupation. Nomad's also taken a Kickstarter-era concept for a news van and turned it into a new vehicle. These will be found scattered throughout the world, and some of them will be drivable. He's also created some medical items that will be used in-game. An epinephrine auto-injector, a morphine auto-injector, and a blood type testing kit. Nomad's also created a set of camping tents that can be set up near your camp. They act as storage and a place that you can crawl inside of for protection from the elements. There's also a set of soccer field assets that Nomad has created. The audience really doesn't seem to like being recorded, however. There have been some additions to the weapon system. Now you can check how much ammo is remaining in your weapon by pressing the check ammo key. I've also made some improvements to how weapons are put down. Long weapons such as the Mosin will now be extra punishing in close quarters. Grenades have also now been implemented. There are currently 3 different types of grenade. A fragmentation grenade, which causes an explosion that not only damages players but has a chance of embedding shrapnel into those who survive the initial explosion. A smoke grenade, which is currently used for blocking visibility. Please note that the smoke effects are currently made by me and not an artist, and they'll probably change for the better in the near future. A flashbang, which upon exploding will blind players and make it very difficult for them to see. All of our grenades do not use a traditional physics system and instead follow a deterministic flight path. If you can throw a grenade at the exact same angle on the exact same wall, you will get the exact same outcome every single time. Grenades are not common in Dead Matter, and we want people to be able to use them to their full effect when they find them. With some help from our talented animation lead, we've now changed how our reloading system works. Drum magazines no longer cause heartache or buggy clipping when they're being reloaded, which you might have noticed in our previous vlog. Remember the rifle from our trailer in May? After we brought on the shiny Hacksaurus, all of our existing weapon animations were canned, including those for the service rifle, and the service rifle itself. We've now got a brand new set of animations for it, and a brand new set of meshes. Same modularity as before, but we think it looks a lot better than our previous version. Weapons can now jam if they are in poor condition. They can be unjammed by hitting the reload key. We've also got a brand new laser pointer attachment, which will help players when using a weapon and not aiming down sights. These are especially useful on weapons that shine at close quarters combat. I've been working on an implementation of a new physical attribute system called SETA. SETA stands for Strength, Endurance, Dexterity, Agility. It's meant to be a reflection of your character's physical attributes. Strength is tied into maximum carry weight, as well as your maximum hit points and how much damage you deal with melee weapons. Endurance, which is responsible for maximum limb health and your resistance to poison and infection. Dexterity, which is responsible for how quickly you do things with your hands, including reloading, cycling the action on shotguns, and bolt-action rifles such as the Mosin Nagant. Agility determines how quickly you do things with your body, including how quickly you can raise a weapon after sprinting, how long you can sprint for, and how fast you are when sprinting. There is now a carry weight system. There is no hard limit, however, if you are over-encumbered you will start to move more slowly when sprinting. Death, unconsciousness, and falling over now have a UI element that go with the effect. Melee weapons now have hit detection similar to Left 4 Dead 2. There's now a series of capsule traces that sweep across your screen, making melee weapons much easier to use. Our medical system beforehand was simple. Limbs took damage, and that was basically that. Not anymore. I've gone ahead and performed the first pass on a brand new medical system. Currently, there are 13 different conditions in dead matter that you can be affected by. Sprained ankles, leg fractures, infections, food poisoning, pain, broken ribs, hypothermia, poisoning, bleeding, embedded shrapnel, embedded bullets, and anaphylaxis. These conditions can also be treated in-game through a variety of items, such as the ones shown off earlier. I've also implemented a system that allows you to easily remember your character's blood type. Simply use a blood testing kit and the blood type will be displayed within the medical menu. Want to help out with the project? You can! Show us some love by sharing this video on social media, or you can back the game via Indiegogo. Want to interact with us? Feel free to drop by our Discord or forums. The links are in the description. We're a passionate team, and our goal is to make a damn good game. And with the announcement that we made last month, I'd like to extend our gratitude to the community. You guys have been so patient and kind in giving us the time that we need to bring Dead Matter to a state that we feel is palatable and fun to play. The feedback and criticism that we've received has helped us shape Dead Matter into a much better product, and we plan on keeping up with our community throughout early access and beyond our 1.0 release. Thank you for watching this to the end. We truly appreciate your support. Hey survivors, welcome to Dead Matter Vlog 06. We hope you're enjoying our brand new voice over IP system, which changes the way you sound based on where you're standing, and in the future, it'll also depend on what you're wearing. Masks will muffle your voice. Our talented lead artist Shirk has been hard at work over the last 3 months overhauling majority of our world map. We've now got a much prettier, much more performant terrain than before. There have also been some changes to the lighting system to make the game look less flat. Shirk has also replaced some foliage that was once a placeholder. Now all of our foliage is made fully in-house, and it looks a lot better than what we had before. We are starting to rapidly build up our points of interest across the world. However, we felt that Endgame needed something a little extra, a little procedural. We have now added procedural bunkers that will be scattered throughout the map. The generation is seed-based and is tied to the server that you are currently connected to. No two bunker locations on different servers will look the same. These bunkers will play a massive role in extracting extremely rare and potentially exotic equipment. There will be named legendaries with a variety of effects that you'll be encouraged to chase after late game. There has not been an art pass on the bunker assets for over a year. All of the bunkers are currently put together by a programmer, and they are likely going to change for the better in the near future. Nomad has also finished his Nira camp from the last development update, and all of the assets associated with it. We're really excited to start spreading these around the world. Certain random areas will also become quarantine zones that will be deadly, yet bountiful sources of gear and equipment. Our programmer has added a basic ladder system. You can now climb up any ladder that you see in-game. This includes step ladders that you can carry around and place down. These can be used to access vantage points or to gain access to otherwise restricted looting areas. We're really excited to see some of the shenanigans that our player base will be getting into with these. We've now got some new weapons. First up is the AKS-74U. This submachine gun is the little brother of the AK-74. It packs quite a punch and excels at close quarter combat. Our second addition to the submachine gun category is the MP7, which is a sweet little submachine gun that it features a folding stock. When the stock is collapsed, the item will also take up less room in your inventory. Weapons that have magazines attached also take up more room in the inventory. Last, but certainly not least, the shotgun. Our talented animator, the Shiny Haxorus, has put a lot of work into the shotgun. It fires 12-gauge shotgun shells, has a capacity of 8 shotgun shells, and is also one of the most modular weapons in the game. We've also tweaked some of our weapon mechanics. Instead of firing bullets from the player's eyes, weapons will now fire from the physical muzzle. This will make it much more difficult to fire from the hip. We're also adding a new pair of Mosin Nagants. We weren't really happy with our previous iterations. They lacked a lot of the qualities that we desire. We feel that these are a much better fit for the game. You can now push back zombies with a melee bash or use a bayonet if your weapon has one. This is to help with crowd control when you're starting to feel overwhelmed by the undead surrounding you. There are now some new melee weapons in the game. In fact, there's now 26 total, starting at the crowbar, the tire iron, a pair of bolt cutters, a broom, a hatchet, an oar, a rake, a sledgehammer, a mattock, a kayak paddle, and much more. Some of these will be moved to a different animation set at a future date. We're aiming for functionality first because we need a lot of these in-game in order to start building mechanics off of them. Picking up items has been refined. There is now a casting time for picking up heavy items, which is influenced by your character's current limb health. Broken hands will ruin your dexterity and make quick tasks, such as opening a flashlight to insert some batteries, a much more tedious task. You can now place items that you're carrying by pressing B, or to place any item, you can use the place option from the item drop-down menu. Certain items will behave as containers once they are placed, and you'll even be able to move certain containers after they've been filled, such as the cooler. Casting time has been added to most actions within the inventory, such as turning a flashlight on and off, opening sub-containers, removing magazines from weapons, and having a good old swig of diesel. There is a new ragdoll state that we've added. It is triggered by going unconscious, or can be triggered manually. We've included the ability to voluntarily fall over, since players can carry players that are in a ragdoll state. You can also use a pistol when you're carrying a different player. However, you will not be able to reload your pistol, so keep it in mind when reaching for your Makarov. Plan accordingly. We've now got a new set of third-person animations that look a lot better than our old ones. We've also got some animations for carrying large objects in third person. Keep in mind that a lot of these objects will slow you down when you're carrying them. We've made some progress on our medical system by implementing our new limb health system. In Dead Matter, your limb health is currently separated from your blood, which currently acts as overall player health in Dead Matter. Only bleeding will truly affect how close you are to death. However, being forced to walk everywhere due to a sprained ankle is something that cannot be ignored in the zombie apocalypse. Your life depends on it. We've also implemented a nutrition system. While it's not a requirement to fulfill all of your macronutrient or vitamin requirements, there are benefits for doing so without any penalties for failing to do so long as you remember to eat and drink. You can now shoot any jerry can or propane tank item. This also applies to when they are being carried. Keep in mind that damage from these can cause a chain reaction. The same goes for the fuel trailer. We care about our world and making sure that it feels lived in. We've added a way for you to read newspapers in-game. In the near future, we'll be adding multiple newspaper collections in order to provide a way for survivors to piece together the events leading up to the outbreak. Nomad has helped get a new van ready for gameplay. It has room for up to 4 and can be equipped with some upgrades that allow you to store a ladder and some camping supplies on the roof, or a tire on the back of the van that you can be used to repair it if you accidentally run over a spike strip. We're still working on the mechanics behind this in order to add an element of risk-reward for when you decide to fix your tires. There are now greenhouses which will allow you to grow food all year round. Just keep in mind that they'll likely be a target for bandits during the winter. In the future, we'll be allowing survivors to build their own greenhouse, alongside some additional structures, such as a guard tower and some log wall fences. If you want to get your own road named after you, or get a personalized hockey jersey, all while supporting Dead Matter, head on over to our Indiegogo page. There's a wide variety of ways to support us and some really cool once-in-a-lifetime perks for doing so. Show us some love via social media, Twitter, Facebook, our forums, and our community Discord, which is extremely active. We're a tiny, no bullshit team. Our goal is to make a damn good survival game that we actually want to play, and while we're not great project managers, we're good game developers, and we strive to continue to deliver regular updates and interact with our community. Listening to your feedback enables us to make a better game, so please stop by our forums or our Discord. We care about feedback and we listen to it. Thank you for watching this to the end. We truly appreciate your support.